Hello, friends. We're going to debunk several of the conspiracy theories swirling around North Carolina. We're going to warn you more about the Georgia chemical fire, more information on that coming out. Very disturbing, and the government cover-up of that for sure. We're going to talk about when the bananas are coming back, when the TP is coming back, and whether you can hold it that long. All right, that and more on today's update. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over the place about what's going on out there in the world. We do want to make sure that you guys are sending in your updates properly. Make sure you use the word update and give us some sort of geographical location. Comments on this channel only. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. Jonathan Rose is he is a force of nature. I was just seeing him over on the Drudge Report. He's been popping up all over the place on Fox News. He's been trying to talk sense into these folks in these financial sectors so they don't get the problems that we have as a country. If you see the problems that we have as a country, Jonathan and his team can talk to you about proper solutions for your retirement plans. If you want to talk to them about that, they would love to talk to you about that and what it may look like for you. There'll be a link at the end of the video, or you can always find them down in the description down below. But make sure you mention this channel if you want to get your setup fee waived. All right, so FBI and Department of Homeland Security, very reliable sources. I can't help but laugh every time I see these names. They have issued warnings regarding potential attacks on October 7th. Now, we know this is true. Why? Because you heard it on the Poplar Report 2 days ago. If you were watching, the Poplar Network delivers again. So basically, there are protests / attacks that could happen on October 7th or surrounding those dates. So be heads on a swivel. Any kind of groups, gatherings that you don't know what they are, be aware of things. And even if you know what the gathering is, be looking for people who don't seem to belong there. All right. This is opportune time for them to vent their rage about Israel. And you know some of these people are seriously in need of mental help. All right. Very dangerous people, and especially people with colored hair. Anyway, doctor says, or DR says, update, a woman who lives not that far from the chemical fire in Georgia began losing her chicken flock. She called the state in because she believed that they were going belly up due to the chemical fire. Plausible connection, right? The state came in, did some testing, and told her it was bird flu. They killed the rest of her flock and took the birds. I smell a huge cover-up. That's too convenient for the state and the chemical company to be a coincidence. Not only that, but I'm going to add a little bit to this that actually makes it even worse. So I went on the U.S. Department of Agriculture's APHIS system. So basically they track all the outbreaks of bird flu confirmed in different animals and different herds and flocks and stuff like that. So their flocks does not have this incident on their list. So we've seen before that they've been culling chickens and birds without putting it on the list, which they're not supposed to do. So this is supposedly a bird flu culling, but it's not on the list. What we do know is that a large amount of phosgene gas was released from the plant outside Atlanta, depending on the length of exposure and concentration. To give you an idea of the toxicity of phosgene gas, there is no known antidote, and it is persistent. So 3 parts per million exposure for 3 hours is equally as fatal as 10 times the dose at 1/10 that length. So basically your system doesn't process it out. It just builds up in your system until it takes you out, essentially. And same thing with animals. So be aware that that fire is a serious issue down there. please do your homework. If you're in the immediate area, try to find out more and look up better sources than me on that. I'm just pointing you to the fact that things are not adding up to what they're saying out there. I'm hearing from you guys, people who know things are saying that the safety of that chemical fire is not what they're saying. All right, on the flip side of things, let's rein in some rumors out there. So there's been a lot of talk about Chimney Rock out there. And I want to talk to you about, YouTube's Mark Honeycutt actually hiked up into there and actually got into Chimney Rock. And he talked with local police and residents there. So you can go watch that video yourself. Mark Honeycutt. Tons of damage, but no government seizure, and no people all over the place that haven't made it, okay? Those reports, not true. Those reports, not true, and definably so. So that's why we kind of need to be careful about these things. Rumors get out ahead of things. Let's talk about another rumor out there. Fort Liberty not told to stand down. Of course, Fort Liberty used to be Fort Bragg. It is home of the 82nd Airborne. The 82nd Airborne has been deployed in Western North Carolina to help with the recovery efforts. So 82nd Airborne has not been told to stand down. It has been deployed. Should more assets be deployed? Absolutely. Should more helicopters and everything like that be used? Well, if we can spend billions and billions of dollars invading countries that never did a darn thing to us, I think that we can spend those training hours getting our military personnel in helicopters up over looking for Americans who need help and airlifting supplies, not into fire bases deep into Afghanistan or deep into Syria, but get them to people who are hungry and thirsty inside the United States. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Peggy says the $750, by the way, is not available to people that have homeowners insurance. So make sure you cancel your homeowners insurance and be irresponsible, friends. And make sure that you come into this country without proper documentation, because you'll be rewarded for that too. Everything that seems right, everything that you should be doing, you get punished for. Everything that you do wrong seems to be getting you rewarded. It's the upside down world. We're having criminals released from prison, and we're having people who have said things that they ought not to have said. Political prisoners sent into the prisons. Anyone else noticing that? The persecution of one Jones out there continues in outrageous ways. Can't even say the name. This is from Edna. Bottled water outage at Walmart in Alabama. But there's more to this report. Shelves are empty. I work for them. And yes, TP and paper towels are going out in 7 to 10 packs per person. This is a report from Tammy. Union, South Carolina. We just got our power back on after Helene. For days, Walmart was the only place in town that had electricity. 7 days later, there are still no refrigerated items to be found. No eggs, no milk, etc. This is a report from Betty, and we're going to talk about the bananas and TP shortly here. Betty says 90% of bananas reportedly come in through the East Coast. When the strike was happening, yes, there was going to be a shortage. Now that has been delayed, so is the banana shortage. Yes, but they did shut down the perishables coming into the port before the strike. So there has been about a week and a half of delays in bananas. And if you're a banana shipper, were you going to ship your bananas in the hopes that it could get through the port? So there is there's a shock. There's a stretch to this. It's going to take a while for the bananas to get fully populated again. And everyone who doesn't usually buy bananas is going to see the bananas again and go, oh, I haven't had bananas in a while. And they're going to grab more bananas than they normally do. And some people are like, I really need my bananas, and they're finally here. I'm going to grab a whole bunch. So there's going to be a shortage of bananas for the next couple weeks, probably. All right, let's get on to paper towels and toilet paper so that you can know whether you can hold it long enough, right? If you don't think that's funny, I'm sorry. MR says, North Georgia, Sam's paper towels, water, toilet paper, and more all gone. Low stock on meat and ground meat and chicken as well. So this is from Love to Decorate in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my hometown, right? Robinson area. I've been to Costco twice in the past 2 days. No TP or paper towels. I got the last package yesterday at lunch. It was packed with people, long lines, including the line to get out where they check your receipts. Also low on rice and beans. Okay, so we're seeing this in some places moving from toilet paper and paper towels over to other things as well. I did, however, see some good prepper items. They are selling a 2-pack of foldable shovels and a package that includes a hatchet and small axe and 2 good knives with sleeves. So on the toilet paper front, most of those things are coming from the United States. Okay, so there isn't any reason why we should have a toilet paper shortage, except for the fact that people are buying up more than they normally do. But we learned during the cough how inflexible the production is for toilet paper. They can't just ramp up residential toilet paper very quickly. So there's lots of wiggle room on the commercial side, but the residential side, it's very, very inflexible. So they're going to have trouble ramping up production to meet this current surge in demand, whatever it is. So basically, we're just going to not have all that much toilet paper for a while until people calm down. But it's going to continue to trickle into the stores. So if you need toilet paper and you haven't gotten it just recently, be aware that it's going to continue trickling into the store. The production is continuing. So it's going to keep coming in the same amount that it normally does, probably, maybe a little bit more. And they will eventually catch up when people stop freaking out. But will this spread to other items? That's the bigger issue. This is a tweet from Elon Musk regarding the FEMA blocking and confiscating aid. This is a report from On the Ground. Elon says, I just received this note from a SpaceX engineer helping on the ground in North Carolina. So FEMA is not merely failing to adequately help people in trouble, but is actively blocking citizens who try to help. That's Elon. Now, this is the note from a Starlink employee. They're trying to get Starlinks into the hands of people who really need them. Hey, Elon, updates here on the site of Asheville, North Carolina. We've powered up 2 large operating bases for choppers to deliver goods into hands. We've deployed 300 plus Starlinks, and the output has saved many lives. The big issue is FEMA is actively blocking shipments and seizing goods and services locally and locking them away to state that they are their own. So they're grabbing them and then trying to distribute them themselves. It is very real and scary how much they have taken control to stop people from helping. We are blocked now on the shipments of new Starlinks coming in until we get an escort from the fire department, but that may not be enough. And they actually went on to report that a number of the Starlink terminals that they personally delivered were being counted by FEMA as ones that FEMA had provided, pretending FEMA has paid for these things, has delivered them when someone else delivered them and someone else paid for them. This is the kind of stuff that we're getting right now. And you just hear this government, when they start talking about how much they've done for the people of Western North Carolina, and you're going to realize that much of what they claim was FEMA was really good old Americans and companies, private companies, doing good as best they can. Absolutely sickening. playing politics and trying to get your name stamped on stuff, and so that you're holding up deliveries and you're holding up life-saving materials. Absolutely sickening. Here's another thought, and this is also sickening. Ray, you are right. Swing states are not getting so much help, and how will they vote? And that is the question that is going out there amongst us normal folks. Now, Donald Trump was just asked that himself about what does he think about these storms and will these people be able to vote? And he said, we're just trying to we're focusing on lives right now, which is exactly what he needs to say. But me, I'm going to ask the question, and I know other people are going to ask the question too, is part of the reason why they're slow walking all this aid to make it so that these people can't vote. I'm going to throw that out to you. You guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. If these people are outside their precincts, can't get to their precincts to vote, are they going to get mail-in ballots? Do we trust mail-in ballots? Is this really just one big effort, the slowing down of all the aid to Tennessee, rural areas of Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, in an attempt to win an election? Absolutely sickening. Jenny says self-checkout at Walmart is now asking for phone numbers before you start scanning. We heard that from someone before, and that may have been a pilot program. This may be rolling out now more. Is anyone else seeing that right now? If you go to the self-checkout line, is it demanding a cell phone number from you now? Glenda says, update, I asked my railroad engineer friend about if the trains are not running in the southeast. He said it is related to the flooding that damaged the railroad bridges. So a bunch of the bridges are damaged enough that the trains can't run. That's what a railroad engineer says. The train that was parked in my hometown has now moved on. And this is from the last pirate. So please do get your reports in. If you have an update, get that in through the comment section. Appreciate you guys. The last pirate says, update, Sam's Club only had bougie, bourgeoisie, right? Fancy toilet paper yesterday in Central Georgia. They also were low on meats and dairy. I'm glad the strike is over, but the damage may have been done. Stay safe, friends. Godspeed and blessed travel, Steve. So absolutely, the damage may have already been done. People panicked, and that is now causing these shocks into the system. What else are they going to panic over? Is it going to subside, or is it going to continue to ripple into new and other products, right? Hopefully people are getting more prepared and more stocked up right now, but this shock is not a real shock. It is a artificial shock to the system, and it should be able to recover relatively quickly on the toilet paper, paper towels, as well as the bananas. It should recover relatively quickly, but there will be some repercussions in the near term. All right, friends, if you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.